this morning. I bought some man-made textural items and some natural textural items. So I thought I'd do 2 prints, one using the natural stuff, one using the man-made stuff. And of course, the prints I made last week are on the side at home. Carefully bagged them up, thinking, right, I'll overprint on that, and I'll overprint on that, and yeah, I can reuse that bit. And I left them at home. So we'll start from scratch and make a bit of a background on one of the pieces of paper, I think.
You can have a couple of mine.
Oh, can I, Sally? Oh, good. Oh, let's overprint Sally's. Come on.
Right, I'm copying these because I want these, but you can use them.
Wonderful. All right, I'm going to grab that one. Oh, look at that. I might do that one with the leaves. I'll do this one with the man-made things, and I'll do that one with the leaves. Thank you so much, Sally. That's amazing. What should we do first, man-made or natural?
Which are you doing it on?
Natural on that one, so the leaves and the feather on that one.
No, do it the other way around.
And the man-made on that one. Oh, no, I don't know what to do. Let's just get some colour down.
Oh,
No, it's all right, man-made on this one and natural on that one.
Yes.
Okay, so what colour shall I use with this? The bright green. Pink. Okay. Pink.
A second demonstration.
Which I think there's only just like a little bit that's added to the morning one. I'm so glad that people have got proper jelly plates now. I think we've decided those silicone sheets are not really a great substitute for gel plate. What have I not done? What have I forgotten to do? Oh yeah, I have got a cloth. I have got a cloth. It's a bit far away today, but I have got a cloth. But I haven't got a piece of white paper underneath the gel plate, so I don't know how far to roll out. So a piece of white paper underneath here. Okay. Just gives me an idea of how far I'm going to need to work. That really does help, actually. Otherwise you're just guessing how big the A1 size is. And no, I still haven't put any WD-40 on my roller. And this is the roller that doesn't have a stand, so it just has to stand on its roller bit instead of standing on the stand. So let's make some circles. Dunk. Probably need to work fairly quickly if I'm just going to take a direct print. And there are some things I can put on and leave on. Because when I actually press the first...
Is it critical about the thickness of the things that you have like that?
That's a good question. What do we think? I think we don't want to add... Oh, that's nice. I think we don't want to add anything too thick, otherwise you don't get a clear silhouette. But like with everything, it's trial and error, isn't it, I think? So some things you press on and lift off and you get an impression. Other things you put on and leave there. I'm not going to bother straightening that up. That'll just be whatever it is. Whatever it's going to be. There we go. Enough. And then I'm going to put this on top. And this will give me a silhouette of those things and the pattern of the things that I pressed into the paint. Do you follow what I'm saying? That some things you press on and take them off, other things you put on and leave there. So I'm trying to make sure my fingers go all around, you know, into the textures of the things that are actually still sitting there. I think that should be enough. Peel that back. Ooh, just another interesting layer. But looking at what's left behind, that's interesting. So I'll pull these things off, working quite quickly because I don't want that paint to dry. If you're not trying to do a demonstration like I'm doing, you could let this layer dry and lift it with a roll-up of another colour or white. couldn't you? Do you know what I mean? So that you could just let that dry and then roll it up with white and take a print. But I'm just going to try and do it while it's still wet. It's going to be a really quick drying day today, isn't it, with this wind and the weather? So the wind will be drying the air out, and the heat will cause the paint to dry really quickly. So let's see what we get. It's in the way, isn't it? Ready? Oh, oh, just wow. Actually, oh, that's interesting. Down here, there where the bubble wrap was, there's not a lot, is there? But the lace is fantastic. I think that would be one for continuing to overprint.
Yeah.
It's not there yet, is it? I think the silhouettes are, I mean, you can't even see what the jigsaw pieces are. There's some interesting, you know, I think I quite like the way that flower has got a bit of pink overlay on it. That's looking quite attractive. But that would need, I think that's for adding more layers too. Let's do one with green and some leaves.
So you don't clean the board?
I'm not, well, you can clean it. If you've got having problems cleaning up, if your ink isn't all, paint ink isn't all coming off, you can just wipe it. People use baby wipes, but I try and avoid using those things because that's a waste of plastic, isn't it? Or whatever the baby wipes are made out of. So just get a cloth, wipe it up with a cloth, a bit of detergent on it if you're having difficulty removing your paint from the jelly plate. You know, an old face cloth is good because they're slightly abrasive, aren't they, face cloths? Old terry face cloths. They've gone a bit crisp and crunchy. You know what I mean? Need an extra piece of paper for drying the roller on, don't I? Not my apron. There we are. Start to build up a thing on there. All right, so let's put the feather. Now then, which way up? Smooth side or rough side? I'll show you, it's better to see really with the leaf, isn't it? So smooth side or rough side, which do you think is going to make the better print?
I'd say rough side down.
I would say rough side down too, I agree with you. So that's where the vein of the feather is. Okay, and to take a print onto white paper first. To get the silhouettes. And of course you could do a combination of natural and man-made things, couldn't you?
How many times can you print over it?
How long is a piece of string? How long is a piece of wool? Yes, until you're happy. Until you go, oh yes, that's good, that's done, I like that. I mean, that I would probably keep by, you know, just as one layer. Not one I did
Have you
first.
tried printing on watercolour paper to see what happens?
I haven't, but you can. People do, yes. Yes. So look, that's quite interesting because it's pulled not only the green that I put on, but the layer of man-made that I put underneath, the ghost of the man-made stuff that was underneath. I don't think that's left much behind. Actually, the leaves they don't look like they've left an awful lot behind, do they? But let's see.
You should tell us a feather, can you?
Yeah. Let's see what there is there. Oh, there's another way of doing this as well. I don't want to start to clog up your brains too much. But it's too late.
They're easily clogged.
You can do that, and because you can do that one, pull it off, but keep it taped to the jelly plate. Take away your leaves and feathers and things like that, and then put it back, and then you get the detail in these areas. You're going as if that makes sense. Yeah?
I think
Yeah?
that's just clogged the brain.
Just was it Jean going? I can see a leaf. It's amazing how much there was there, actually. You can see the leaves, can't you? Can we see the feather? Is that the feather? It's the feather. The leaves are good. The leaves have made a really nice layer on that. It's starting to look almost like sunlight shining through leaves. Quite like that one. If you could imagine that had been... Where are we? Which way around? Imagine that had been brought back down there, and then it would then have these details in the centre of those silhouettes. So the details that's on there on this one would be in the centre of these silhouettes.
Or you could draw into it.
Oh, of course, you can always draw into them. And we have, finally, sorry, Doreen.
Could you, once your jelly's dried,
Yes.
put your leaves on in the same place, but the other way?
The other way up,
And
and the ink would be
end
still on the leaf.
On your jelly.
Yes, yeah.
Take a print of that.
Yes.
And she just seemed to be putting a layer of paint on her jelly,
Yeah,
letting it dry,
yes.
and then painting, doing a design again. And then when that's dried, put another one on.
Oh, so she's building it up
Without-
on the jelly,
Yes, without.
and then finally doing a roll-up of
Yeah, putting
wet paint.
Mm.
So at some point, whatever's dried on here, when you're going to pull a print off it, you have to have, the final layer has to be wet. If it's all dried,
Yes,
and you try and pull a print,
well,
nothing would
she
come
seemed to
off.
dry it in between.
Yeah, if she's drying it in between, the final layer will be wet when she takes the print off. But you can put as much on here as you want.
The final wet layer, does that reactivate the other colours?
Sorry, say that again,
The
Jean.
final wet
The final wet layer
will reactivate the other...
reactivates all the colours underneath,
All the
makes
different
them stick to... I think what it does, it sort of glues them to the paper. I don't know that it's so much activates the paint underneath, but it provides a glue between those dry layers and the paper, so that then that wet layer is pulling all the dry layers off. That's what it seems to be doing to me. Another thing you might have seen people do is putting different colours out on at the same time, and then rolling them around, but not so much as they mix very much. Have you seen people doing this?
Yeah.
And you get a mixed but not really mixed
Not blended.
effect. Not blended, yes, thank you. Struggling for words. So you don't want to do too much rolling around. Maybe I'll dry the roller off a little bit.
But that looks like a scene from here already, that looks...
Yeah, well then of course so many possibilities. You could draw into that.
And then draw into it.
Yes. Draw shapes into it. What shall I do? Let's try this thing. I know there's sharp bits somewhere, so I want to be careful. Lay it there. I'm going to use a piece of this tissue paper that we've got. This is strong when it's wet. What do they call it? That's not the right word, but it's what it's called anyway. It's like the old-fashioned toilet paper, and it's shiny on one side, like Isle toilet paper, shiny on one side, matte on the other. I don't know which side to print on. Oh, it looks like I'm going to be printing on the shiny side because I've accidentally taken a bit of a print there. Let me just fill this up with interesting things. Oh, let's just throw it on. There we go. Okay, and stick that down. So this you can purchase for 12p a piece. Thanks, Sally, for ordering that for us. What's quite nice is you can actually see through it how much paint you're getting on it.
If
In fact,
you left that to dry too long, that would tear with it.
I haven't. This is the first time I've used it. I can't answer that question. But tell you what, let's pull back half of it and take off those leaves and put it back down.
Oh, I like the colour of it.
All right, take off that leaf. take off that leaf, put the string over there, put that back down.
So it should fill those shapes
So I should get the detail in those shapes and on the wool. Now let's pull that off. Yeah, you can sort of see. I mean, there was a lot of paint on there, wasn't there? Let's do it at the other end. See what happens with these materials. Now that's nice.
Are you going to do something with the tissue paper afterwards?
The tissue paper is great for using in collage, apparently, because it disappears when you glue it down. So the paper disappears, but the paint is the main player. I like that. I really like that bit there. I'm in danger of losing that, but hey. So, but I want to get the detail of the lace.
But you could draw into that before you put the paper down, couldn't you, again?
Yeah. Well, I suppose while you're drawing into it, the ink would be drying on the plate, but then you can re-wet it, give it a. You can actually you can re-roll the plate with acrylic medium if you don't want to.
To lose.
So if I re-roll that with white, you wouldn't be able to see your drawing that you've done on there, would you? So say you've done some drawing into that, and then you wanted to pull that. I'd want to roll this up with an acrylic medium rather than with white.
I think.
And that sort of does the same thing. Oh, look at that. Oh, no, that's nice. See what I did just there?
Yes.
Oh,
I think
right.
It's like marbling.
Yeah.
It is,
Yes. Yeah.
I wonder if you could,
And then,
you know how with ordinary tissue paper you can scrunch it up and
Yes.
then flatten it out again?
yeah. Oh, and then print on it.
That's the kind
Or, and you can also, I think, Lydia, you saw them using scrunched up tissue paper to create
Yes,
texture in the
Yeah.
paint.
plain colour, but made just a few pull-ups on the tissue paper and then laid it down. And you got like a... you've got
Like marble.
A marble,
Yeah, because what you're doing is you're making the texture of the tissue paper into the paint on the plate, aren't
I
you?
mean, I don't think it'd work, but you could, when that was dry, crunch it up, stick it on a piece of paper
yes.
and work on
Oh,
it.
when that's
But
dry.
I don't know how crunchable it will be with
Oh
acrylic
yes.
paint.
Oh, we need to play with this, don't we? See what its possibilities are. And a final ghost
That's good.
pull. That's nice, isn't it? Yeah, there's some really nice bits on there.
Oh, that's from the second one. It's more subtle, isn't it?
It is, that second one, the ghost print is more subtle.
That looks
So there's some variety.
really nice, isn't it?
It's just...
Right, let us play now.